I'm not even sure where to start with this video. I'm not gonna lie. Hey everybody, this is not the video I necessarily intended to film this week, but if you're not with your head under a rock, then you know that it feels like the entire world is burning down right now. I thought it could be fun for me to just give you guys an update as to where we are at as a family and what we're doing and what we're not doing in the wake of this whole situation that's going on at the moment. And if I don't say it outright, it's because YouTube seems to be demonetizing people who talk about it. But you know. So first and foremost, I always work from home. I've been working from home for about 3 years, and I am very grateful to be able to do that. I worked in grocery stores for a long ass time, and talking to my friends who are still working in grocery stores, they are having an intense go of it right now, and I implore all of you to be nice to the people working in retail and grocery stores and the people who are serving the public every day. Yes, also the doctors and the nurses, of course, but I'm specifically referring to people in like the grocery stores and the pharmacies and all of that, because goddamn if they are not earning their money right now and earning more than what they're making most likely. Jesse is also working from home right now. He has a cough. The doctor doesn't think that it is serious, but at the same time, because he's diabetic, told him to isolate himself for the time being from going to work or whatever, and for at least a week after that. So I don't know how long he's going to be home for, but he is home for at least a week. And then we have the kids right now. I do share custody. We're still going to be continuing our kind of weird custody this next couple of months, but the kids are out of school at least until April 13th. That's what the current situation is with our local school district. And yes, for those of you who are wondering, Kat's tour to Hawaii next month has been canceled. We're still waiting to find out how much we'll receive back of the money we paid into it, and we also bought supplemental insurance to help us in the case of something like this. Now, right off the bat, I do want to acknowledge that we have privilege in that we are both, my husband and I are both able to work from home, and that we have, at least right now, we have, internet that works, and each kid has their own computer. They actually bought them with their own Christmas money over the past few years, but they each have their own computer and devices to be able to do work from home as well as entertain themselves. So I am aware of that, and my heart goes out to all of you out there who are losing income or losing jobs or getting laid off because of this whole thing. Like, that sucks balls, man. There's no other way to put it. And if you notice the lighting getting all weird, it's because I'm filming in front of the window, because that's just what I'm doing right now. So yay. That's kind of where we're at. I wanted to let you guys know, in case you haven't been following me for long enough to kind of understand, I share custody of my kids, 50% custody, and they are both teenagers. Kat is 16 and RJ just turned 14. Kat is a sophomore in high school and RJ is an 8th grader. So that will probably give you some context in some of the things I'm about to talk about. When it comes to having the kids home, I've seen all over the internet parents like buckling down to homeschool their kids because they're going to be out for so long, and that's, following the recommendations of their school board or whatever the case may be, right? And one of the things I have seen shared, including by our middle school principal, is this color-coded calendar situation telling you like when your kids get up and when they're going to eat, and then when they do learning, and then when to do some other kind of, we're not doing that. No, we're not doing that in this house. Doesn't mean I don't care about my kids getting an education while we're out. Yeah, of course I care about that. I could also tell that a structure like that is really good for kids who depend on structure. My kids, not so much. This morning I was like, hey guys, get ready for our color coordinated schedule. And they both looked at me like, Mom, really? And I'm like, no, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to do that. As much as I love planning, I also love getting work done and surviving this period of time without all of us at each other's throats. And so I'm going to go with what works best for my family and my kids. They will be doing learning every day. Our school district is telling us that they will be publishing on Google Classroom and all of the things that they use anyway, work for the kids to be doing while they're out of school. However, they are waiting for guidelines from the state until they publish all of it, because some kids don't have internet, so they need to make sure to get resources home to them. So they're getting that all figured out. As of the day I'm filming this Tuesday, we're supposed to find out tomorrow how online schooling is going to look for the kids. They did already pick up their instruments though, and so they will be practicing every day. I told the kids that I want them to still get up at a reasonable amount of time, like they're teenagers, they could wake up at noon every day. No. I need them to wake up, be out of bed around 8:30 or 9ish. Yeah, they get to sleep in, but just not quite so late, because that's about when Jesse and I start our work days, and we need them to have gotten breakfast and kind of dealt with that before we both start getting into phone calls and things like that. Their job is going to be to check into Google Classroom, find out the work they need to do that day, get that work done, do any chores we have for them, including making their bed, getting their rooms cleaned up, running their laundry if it's necessary, sweep, whatever their chores are. They have to do their chores and their schoolwork and their practicing and put on clothes. Even if it's just fresh pajamas, they need to put on fresh clothes when they wake up. Take care of all their stuff. Once they're done with all of that, then they can move into playing video games, playing Minecraft, whatever they want to do. The big kinda not in this whole thing is getting outside, getting fresh air, going for walks and things like that. It's probably going to be our weak spot, and so that's something that we're going to try to do every day, but we'll see how that goes. My husband is probably going to be the most instrumental in this because he's the one who gets cabin fever the quickest. So he'll probably be forcing it on all of us when we all just want to hermit up inside. And speaking of balancing and prioritizing, Jesse just had to bring in Lucy because the cats were fighting and he's on a call in the other room. So we'll see how this all goes. Now, socializing for the kids is not going to be a problem, I don't think. They actually have a Discord server with their friends and a private Minecraft server that they can play on and talk to their friends when they're playing video games. They both have their own phones. I've offered them the use of Zoom if they want to do like virtual hangouts with their friends. Thankfully, both of my kids are not afraid of using technology in order to talk to the people that they want to talk with. RJ has played video games where he's just been FaceTiming his friend the entire time. What's up, Lucy? So I'm not worried about the socializing aspect of it. It's the getting out of the house thing I think we're going to need to be able to focus on. The other big monkey wrench with the kids playing video games, being on Discord with their friends, is if they're doing that before we're done working, they get really loud. So they need to be able to turn it down from 11 a little bit, my dudes. We do not need to hear about your latest bra moment while we're both trying to work in the living room. So that's kind of how we're doing things. We went to the grocery store, got some stuff. You know, not hoarding stuff, but we got some stuff. We'll see how it all goes. Like, we're figuring out as we go along, man. I'm a kidney disease patient. Jesse's diabetic. We're both in a vulnerable group, so we are most definitely erring on the side of social distancing and staying, and we're not going to be off partying or whatever the case may be. And honestly, now that we sort of have a plan, I feel a lot less stressed out than I did when we weren't really sure what was happening. So there is that. The real question is, who's going to crack first? Who in this household is going to be the one who loses it first? You would think I would have a lot of like built up resistance to this because I'm already at home by myself so much, but I'm also a creature of habit and my habits are getting completely fucked with right now. So my guess is out of the four of us, I'm going to have the meltdown first, and it's not going to be pretty. I'll update you guys as time goes on, but I'm pretty certain that I am going to be the one who loses it on a teenager, maybe a cat, maybe all of them. I don't even know. I guess we'll see. I've already got a few coping mechanisms, taking time off for myself in the bedroom and closing the door, you know, maybe going for walks. I'm not sure, but getting my quiet time away from my family. It's going to be a big piece of how I cope with this because I'm not a super introverted person. However, I am somebody who depends on the things I do daily. And until I build new habits in this new situation, I am likely going to get very grouchy very quickly. So I'm keeping an eye out for that, and I will keep you posted. Now that we've talked about how my family is kind of dealing with this and how we're sort of not living the colorful schedule life, but we'll figure something out as time goes on, it's time to talk about this channel. What am I going to be doing? I mean, you know, doing a planner channel when you're not really planning much of anything is, I mean, I have work to plan, but it's a lot of like working from home. It's not very interesting, like not having any it just seems a little weird. So one of the things I'm going to talk about is my philosophies on planning when everything is uncertain. I've seen some videos like that already coming out, and I am likely a very different point of view than most people. My point of view is, fuck it, you guys should have been on my live plan with me this last weekend and seen what I did to my planner then. I'm all about having fun and crafting, and I mean, think about it. If we're home, working from home or whatnot, if you're stuck at home, what else have we been hoarding all of these craft supplies for, except for like a time when we could do nothing but stay home and craft? And bring your kids on it, or your spouse if you've got one, or your roommates or whoever. Host crafting parties. And so that's what I want to ask you guys about. Would you like to see more live streams with me live streaming painting, doing some of my fuckery flowers that I am still working on right now? Or would you like to see me talking about how to use different craft supplies, or giving you guys projects, like doing videos where I do a project and then give you guys how to do it, and then you can follow the project along at home? Some people have asked me about books. If you can't tell, I love to read. I'm a voracious reader, and I have been toying with the idea of doing a Wheel of Time reread. And so if you've never read that series and you're interested in it because of the TV show coming out eventually, or you're interested in rereading, let me know. Maybe we'll do something around that, or do other reads in general, right? Like rather than one book club, like all of us talking about the books that we like. Let me know. I am open to trying new things. I'd love to hear about it in the comments below. I'm also going to continue making regular videos, but at the same time, they're going to be kind of flavored with this. Your channel's about planning your life. And this is what life looks like. This is going to come into it. And so I want to find ways to provide entertainment and fun that takes your mind off it a little bit, as opposed to causing you to dwell more, because we're all dwelling. I can guarantee it. Like the guy from the Men's Warehouse. Was it George Zimmer? Because he guarantees it. I don't want to be like George Zimmer. I don't want to guarantee that. I want to guarantee some fun. I should mention, I didn't mention in the beginning, but if I sound really Kathleen Turner right now, it's because my allergies are kicking my ass, which is why there wasn't a podcast yesterday. Talking for that long was a little stressful and painful. So just stay tuned for the podcast. It's going to be a little erratic as my throat hurts. But like I said, it's allergies. I promise. If you don't follow me yet at Llama Letters on Instagram, go ahead and follow me over there. I'm going to be dropping today a little question box, and I'll be doing a Q&A probably for Thursday to talk about anything and everything you want to talk about. But also please let me know in the comments the kinds of things you'd like to see from me, what you'd like to learn from me, or what you would like me to just continue doing. Do you want more consumerism videos? Do you want to talk about, I don't know, whatever the case may be. Let me know in the comments, because I want to make sure that what I'm doing is going to be the most helpful for you in this situation. And as I'm not a doctor and I don't have any magical medical advice, the best I can offer is some entertainment. So let me know, how would you like to be entertained? Like Russell Crowe in Gladiator. Are you entertained? Are you not entertained? I don't know how that meme goes. Let me know. Thank you so much for watching, my dude. Stay safe. Do your best to not only stay safe for yourself, but for the sake of everybody else. And until next time, oh yeah, subscribe. And until next time, peace out.